The word independence is not unfamiliar to the inhabitants of Greenland, a territory dependent on Denmark. But it was only after Donald Trump drew attention to the threats posed by the growing aggression of Russia and China that it became a hot topic among the inhabitants of the cold island.
The Greenlandic people have shown time and again that we want independence. We should explore the possibilities for independence in...
Donald Trump makes his case clearly.
We're not going to have Russia or China occupy Greenland, and that's what they're going to do if we don't. So we're going to be doing something with Greenland, either the nice way or the more difficult way.
Because if that happens, hostile powers will have an open path to attack the United States or Canada. Greenland is a strategically located island separating America from hostile powers. Recently, more and more Chinese and Russian ships have been appearing in the Arctic Circle. For now, the ships are commercial, not military. Whoever controls Greenland has full control over the North Atlantic. The North Atlantic is becoming an increasingly important place in the world because ships can now sail north of Greenland, not just south. And where there are ships, there are warships, hence a fierce opposition to Trump and his call to build more and more military bases in Greenland. The United States takes this threat very seriously and expects the same from its allies, especially in Western Europe.
Greenland is really important, not just to America's missile defense, but to the world's missile defense. Number two, we know that there are hostile adversaries that have shown a lot of interest in that particular territory, that particular slice of the world. So what we're asking our European friends to do is to take the security of that landmass more seriously, because if they're not, the United States is going to have to do something about it.
Fear-mongering about an American invasion of Greenland no longer makes sense, and European leaders are beginning to understand this, hence a growing interest in a problem that can still be remedied before it is too late. We share the Americans' concerns about the security of this territory. We are discussing this as NATO allies. Our foreign ministry is currently in Washington and is discussing this issue with the American side. I don't believe the theory is circulating that the United States wants to take over Greenland by force. I don't think that's what the Americans are after. The USA is primarily concerned with security. Greenland could easily become a target of Russia or China. The aggressive policy of the Russian Federation continues. The Russians are expanding their military potential in the Arctic. An agreement giving the USA Greenland would be very beneficial for Europe and for the people of Greenland. Icelandic singer Björk draws attention to another aspect. She writes that for years the Danes have exploited the inhabitants of Greenland, treating women in particular as second-class citizens. I have often felt deep sympathy for the Greenlanders, especially when the issue of forced contraception was revealed. Between 1996 and 1970, 4,500 girls, some as young as 12, had intrauterine devices implanted without their family's knowledge. These women, often my age or younger, remained childless. The artist also speaks out about the fact that the Greenlandic families have their children taken away if the parents fail controversial competency tests. Even today, the Danes treat Greenlanders as second-class citizens, taking children away from their parents as recently as 2025. Colonialism has repeatedly sent shivers down my spine. Dear Greenlanders, declare your independence. Sympathetic greetings and warm thoughts from your neighbors. The question is, who is capable of ensuring the real security of the island and thus the region? Denmark is not capable of securing Greenland, even less so are the native inhabitants of Greenland. They are in a place where pressure from China and Russia will lead them to being incorporated as part of Chinese influence and exploited against the population of the island, but also against the West. And that is a fate the inhabitants of Greenland would certainly want to avoid.